Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us and welcome to a special presentation of the Region Sports Network as we are on the road live from the Bulldogs Center on the campus of Crown Point High School. This is Dinner with the Dogs. My name is Kevin Later. He's Mike DeWan. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Kevin. Hey, when a tailgate comes or whatever, festivities, food all around, they call us too, and all of us here at Region Sports Network. We're so thrilled to be out here at Crown Point High School, and yeah, we got plenty in store for you guys. We got great meals coming up, great interviews coming up, and just all good fun here, Kevin.
Vibes are great. Bulldogs in set for their homecoming game tomorrow night at home against LaPorte. We'll talk about that for a little bit. I know obviously they'll be coming up a full breakdown later on Region Football Weekly. But Crown Point is trying to claim the four-peat here in the Duneland Athletic Conference this season. They have been just so dominant from start to finish. It's hard not to be excited about a homecoming game in an environment like this.
Talking strictly business, I mean, this Crown Point team, yeah, I mean, this is the fun time of the year in terms of this is a week that you circle that yes, it's homecoming, and it's typically it's a long week for sure. You have the senior dress days, you have everything, you have a fun dance to get ready for on Saturday. But this team, I mean, they've earned to kind of have these fun weeks and have a great time and really enjoy this because it's been strictly business for them here so far under Coach Craig Buzia with what they've been doing not only this season but under his watch. And again, this team so far an unblemished 6-0 record. They punch in, they punch out, they take care of business, and once again here we are, midway through the season, 6-0 record, hoping to make it 7-0 against the Port here tomorrow.
It's hard not to punch in, punch out when you have all the great food that we have coming up.
That's a good point
well.
too, right?
I mean, it smells incredible.
Great
we look forward to diving into that.
Great moms, great volunteers, great everything. It's a whole community thing, Kevin, and it makes you want to play more as a player. It makes you want to really go out there and perform and do what you need to do on a Friday night basis when you got some good food to rely on, especially after a great Thursday night practice like we're seeing out there.
Yeah, great shots overall. It's hard not, though. The cliche is always, oh, it's all about building a community. But here in Crown Point, that is definitely the case. They have built up a strong community, and that's why this program wins week in and week out and are always going to be contenders, not to win the DAC, but also to go deep in the state as well.
Yeah, it's becoming the standard for sure, and running into Craig Buzia all throughout the course of the off season and whatnot. He understands that he's been around some fantastic programs in the state of Indiana and the state of Illinois as well, and he knows what it takes to build some sort of community and some sort of high school program to be reckoned with. And again, it has to be mentioned that this was a program that was they had some footing, but the winning these games and being at this type of level has been kind of unheard of in terms of Crown Point football. And it starts with him, and he'll tell you it's all the other people that, and rightfully so. It's a fantastic community with we're going to see volunteers and then moms and dads and everybody kind of helping out here on just a Thursday night. But I mean, it really is a top down sort of thing, and all trickles down to the players that really make it happen on Friday evening.
Shall we talk a little ball while we wait for the players to finish up their practice?
Let's
Obviously, we'll have great shots throughout practice as they wrap it up as well. All right, so Crown Point, the mission's simple. Try to go 1-0 this week against LaPorte, team that, to be nice, is on the struggle bus this year. How do you throw away everything that's happened the first 6 weeks and just focus on this one game in particular with all the hype around it?
It's a great question. It's just one of those where you have to have on. It's something that we kind of always talk about on shows and whatnot. But you have to go into the game. Those records do not matter. And same could be said for kind of LaPorte, where you mentioned it's a team that is really struggling and trying to just find some wins and rebuild the program over there as well. But Crown Point's kind of on that upper echelon, of course, when talking about the Duneland and whatnot, and kind of where they are in the course of the season. But to answer your question, I mean, this is a team that has to enter every single week 0-0. Talking with Coach Buzzi over the summer, they kind of know that this is when we play somebody in the region, it is their Super Bowl.
Yep.
We have the target on our back. We're going to hold that number one spot in the RSN top 10 polls and be up there in the 6A rankings and whatnot and have kind of all this pedigree. And teams are chomping at the bit to dethrone us. And I think what Crown Point does especially well is keep those players at, grounded. They keep them kind of in that mode that, hey, this is another game. You guys got a job to do. And yes, this team may have this record or this ranking and this ranking, but this is you guys, go out there and spend the whole week of, hey, what we were kind of preparing for, and they go out there and execute. And they've done that for many games here in the regular season, wherever those streaks are now. It's impressive, and I'm losing count kind of at this point with how well they've been doing.
Talk about Enigenberg top 10. They're number one. They're third in the polls this week in 6A for the state of Indiana, and they're taking on a LaPorte team 2-4 overall in the year, 1-3 in the Duneland Conference. They're trying to find their footing here, but this is still a golden opportunity for Crown Point to show a little toughness this week, because these are games that are tough to get up to when it's all said and done. You look at the opponent's record, as well as like we already mentioned, the homecoming game as
Yep.
well. This is an opportunity to kind of not worry about getting up for this game and just go out there and play ball.
I think so. It's just one of those where, again, another test on the schedule. It's a long season, and you have that job to do. You have to get up for this. You have to. You are trying to go for that back to back to back back. What do we got? Four, I think now.
Four, yeah.
Whatever. Again, losing count once again. But again, this just becomes the norm. That hey, they've been in this situation. They play these homecoming games. These now seniors that were starters on that as sophomores and a state championship defense, especially, they understand what it takes. This all becomes kind of second nature for them. And yes, LaPorte is a team that is very, very hungry, but this Crown Point team might just be a little bit hungrier, especially when they come out of practice here soon. And literally hungry, in this kind of time. But I mean, just the big picture. I mean, this team is really gunning for glory. And glory was something that was kind of elusive in this Crown Point program, and now kind of what they've been doing over this past half decade. And they want to really get to that top spot, and they'll be willing to take on anybody that gets in their way.
Couple of numbers to prove how hungry the Dogs have been in 2025. They are plus 169 in the point differential category. Their average margin of victory for their first 6 games this year, 28.2 points a game. That's how much they're defeating these teams by this year through 6 games.
And it's interesting because those numbers, I mean, looking at some of the previous teams that they've had, those numbers might actually be down. They're not really beating teams, like they're not putting on a running clock at the end of the second quarter. They are just kind of nickel and diming you. They're cutting you by 1,000 paper cuts, and before you know it, the score's over and they're out on top. Again, they took down a Valpo team last week. They forced 8 turnovers, only put up 35 points on the board, which 35 is still a lot of points, don't get me wrong, but when you force 8 turnovers, you'd think that'd be kind of one of those games where you really kind of run them out the gym, and it wasn't the case. But this is a team, and the defense especially, they have a lot of guys coming back from these previous few seasons that are just very, very proven and very, very experienced. And then an offense that, again, is growing over time. They have, kind of cycled through 2 quarterbacks this year, a little bit, shown flashes on both sides of the ball, both sides of the coin, if you will. And then, a running game as well. That is some new pieces over there as well. But again, it seems like whoever they kind of throw in those situations, they are productive from the jump. And again, this offense only growing over time, but this defense is especially just a problem.
49 total points allowed so far this season.
There you go.
That's, for some teams, that's probably 2 to 3 weeks worth of defensive points allowed. That's what they've done over 6 games so far. That is unheard of.
And if you really get down to when were these points scored, you could say, was it on the first team defense? Was it in garbage time and whatnot? Or was it even against the defense? Was it maybe a pick 6 or whatnot? But this defense, I mean, it carries this. I wouldn't say carry, but they are definitely the leaders of this Crown Point team here so far. Again, you got Mark Gonzalez coming back. You have plenty of guys, just coming back all around. Trevor Gibbs, who's been great, of course, as well. And it's a group that is solid through and through, to say the least.
See, they're out there on the field right now. They're getting set to break down practice and then likely head over in our direction in a few minutes, go get some food as well as fuel up before the big game, homecoming game tomorrow night at home against LaPorte. So while we await them, special thanks to the people who have helped make this show possible, Public Bar and Rec, as well as Bronco's Pizza for providing the food and beverages that we'll be all consuming tonight.
Yeah, we've been here for quite some time, so we've gotten, seeing some of the volunteers kind of get at it, and we'll kind of, look at them as we kind of go over through the course of the day. But we definitely smelled the food that's kind of cooking up here, and we'll see these Bulldogs kind of, looks like they broke down over there not too long ago. Now they're going to kind of make their way over here eventually. We hope to kind of chat with some coaches, maybe talk with some of the players and also some of the people that made these Thursday nights possible here at Crown Point.
While they do that, we'll take a quick break. You're watching Dinner with the Dogs on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently, and then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. You know, we're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. You know, I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. You know, it's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback, you know, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business.
Welcome back to Dinner with the Dogs on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. As you see, practice is officially over. The players making their way towards the tables for dinner, which we're both former athletes.
Yeah.
That meal right after a long, hard practice, it's different.
Oh, nothing better. Nothing better. It's Thursday practices especially. It's just one of those kind of cool down sort of deals where it's been a long week of practice, and Thursdays is when, you know, the team moms and everybody kind of puts together some sort of meal at the end of practice. And this is one of the better times of the week. Thursday is kind of one of those, you know, lay low practices where you really kind of hone in on the essentials. Of course, you go over some things that may happen once or twice in a given game, you know, in this case, and then more so you gear up with the team on Thursday nights, and now we get ready to eat. Good to see all these Bulldogs again. It's good to be out here, of course, as well. It will be a fun day here at Crown Point. We also will have Region Football Weekly coming out not too long after this, but we are here with dinner with the Dogs, excuse me, and we'll see the Dogs get their food, and before you know it, we'll be getting some food too as well. We were just talking at the break. We're ready to chow as well.
Let's go. They've been tempting us all night long. We're sitting right by the grills as well, so we are very excited to participate along with the players as well. And it's one of those days where we've been told the menu is burgers, dogs, the works as well.
Yep.
Weather-wise, it fits a summer barbecue, which I don't know if you're a big fan of that or not, but it is.
I'm a fan of the weather. I'm not a fan of it at this given point in the year when it's October. I'm trying to look at some of the trees. I don't know if I've seen many leaves quite turn just yet. I mean, I'm really looking forward to when it really gets to 50s and 60s and what they call football weather. What this will do for now, we'll take another summer barbecue, especially when it's, you know, in the hospitality with the Crown Point Bulldogs. You know, we're so thankful to be out here in this kind of environment with a very solid football team that's playing some good ball right now and hoping to kind of follow suit. But a good time for everybody to kind of decompress here and gear up for a big test tomorrow against the LaPorte Slice.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm going back through the week by week as well, probably our only fall weather we've had was probably week 2, maybe. We were sitting there low 60s, high 50s at kickoff, depending on the location. That might be the closest thing we've gotten to fall weather at this point here throughout the region. It's been unusually warm, but as someone who appreciates the warm weather, I'll gladly take the unseasonably warm fall so far.
Yeah, right. The former Sun Devil, so that'll do it for you, right? It forks up, you know, so you're used to that Arizona heat. But me, yeah, I mean, I think weather kind of makes the world go round, especially, you know, as a sports guy. I just, you know, when it's baseball season, you like the weather to be a little bit hot. You like kind of the baseball weather. When football, you like it to start to turn. And so far, we're not there just yet. But enough about the weather. More so about definitely the summer barbecue food, which we might have on hand here tonight. Again, cooked up by some of the fantastic volunteers and everybody that just, you know, makes this possible for these players. It's all a collective effort, and I'm sure, you know, the coaches and players, they'll definitely harp on that as well, hearing from them. But it's, again, what makes programs like this so great. It does not start with the players on the field. Does not start with the coaches on the sideline. It starts well beyond that,
Yeah.
and it is. And this is a perfect example of it.
It's all about building community. We mentioned how some coaches is a cliche, but the coaching staff here at Crown Point truly have done a phenomenal job building a community that surrounds and supports this football team, this program. It's not just the varsity team as well. It's support goes from the freshmen up here at Crown Point High School, and it shows by the way they are constantly competing at the top level, at the varsity level, because it all starts from the bottom.
Yeah, no, and again, it's having solid teams like this. It's very interesting to see, and I'd like to hear from some of the players. But there's so many role models to learn from when you have talented teams year in and year out. When you're the guy kind of waiting in the wings, and you're the next guy up, and you're going to be in this position in a season or two. It makes practice a little bit more fun. It's all a learning opportunity for these kids, and it's again, it's that trickle down effect where it starts at the bottom with those freshmen that they're antsy to get out there and be like that guy in front of me. And of course, it's big on those guys that are in that position on Friday nights to lead and be those guys to kind of push on and usher in the future generations. But it's obviously things are working here so far. Those guys before those role models have kind of brought these guys up, and so far the results are kind of coming in.
It was cool. We talked to a couple assistant coaches. We were on the field at practice before we went live here, and it was cool because they were talking about how they have a handful of freshmen out here working with the varsity team, and they said it's so cool to see them kind of mingle with the varsity team. Obviously, the freshman team plays as well this week, but to see those guys get those calls for the first time, it's not the wide-eyed feeling of whoa, I'm up at varsity. It's the wow, cool, I get this opportunity to try to showcase my abilities and showcase what I can do for this program this week in time. Maybe not so much in the future, but this week in particular to help them go 1-0 this week.
Yeah, it's when you're kind of in that position as a young pup, it's a pretty daunting thing when you go from playing on Thursday nights. We'll keep quiet here real quick.
And now they can eat. That was cool.
Now it's fun. Now we have some fun. No, but again, it's to go back to kind of what we were saying is all the Bulldogs scamper over to the big time spread over here. But yeah, it's when you're a young guy and you get into a program like this and you're fortunate enough to maybe be asked to kind of dress around and hang out with the varsity guys, the junior varsity guys for a little bit. It's scary at first. You walk in wide eyed and oh, can I, how do I make friends with this guy, or how do I not get on this guy's bad side to where he picks on me at practice, and it's tough, and it's kind of a challenge to some of those seniors and juniors and those leaders as well. To all right, maybe don't have too much of a blast of the past. Or, hey, let's let's make sure you're with the group. Let's get you acclimated, some sort of ritual or something, or who knows what. And no, you have to be welcoming. You have to let these guys in, and you have to get them up to speed. Hey, we're going to count on you. You're going to be in this position in a few years, and it's a fun line. You kind of got to balance when you're in that senior where, hey, you're one of us here, but you got to earn your stripes here and there. But it's again, things are working right here. We've had some guys that have been producing as sophomores and kind of made their way up to the senior class, which is kind of the nucleus of this current Crown Point rendition. But again, to be this successful, you can't have a very, very strong class and then they graduate and then they're gone. It's not how it works, especially to sustain the success as Crown Point does right now. Again, like you said, it starts with those wide-eyed freshmen coming in here, those wide-eyed sophomores that are trying to be one with the group.
And it was funny because one of the assistants joked. He said, "Yeah, we're throwing them on special teams. We're going to throw them in the Flyers, see how it happens here." And it was cool watching the special teams work because they had several freshmen out there working out, as well as obviously mixing and matching throughout other position groups as well. But watching the special teams group in particular, that was the group I got a chance to watch up close and personal. That was so much fun because it just felt not like a physical practice. It felt more like, hey, we're trying to get a job done, but we're going to have fun in the process. Sure. That's what at least looked like for me as a neutral observer was, hey, look, we have our mission here. We got to make sure this field goal is good, clean operation and everything. Yep. But at the end of the day, like, let's go have fun.
Yeah, no, it's all fun week. Homecoming week is one of the weeks just not only as a football player, as a senior football player, but as a senior. And I mean, yeah, you mentioned you got some new guys, the freshman guys out there, but I mean, it's not only fun for the seniors, but homecoming, I mean, it's a great time for all. But yes, it's Thursdays, like we said, kind of one of those laid back practices where, let's get these essentials done. Let's have clean operations on PATs and punts and special teams, like we said. But yeah, this game is fun. It's supposed to be fun, and especially when you're playing at a place like this in Crown Point, where wins equal fun in any sort of sport. And then you're gearing up for a homecoming game against the LaPorte Slicers, and you're hoping to take care of business in front of a crowd that I'm sure is going to pack the house come tomorrow. I mean, that's the definition of fun, if you will.
For sure. We're going to have tons of interviews with players, coaches, members of the local community, and so much more. So make sure to stick around with us for that as well. Crown Point hosts LaPorte tomorrow night. Homecoming game for the Bulldogs. 6-0 overall, 4-0 in Duneland Conference play. Right now, they control their own destiny for a four-peat in the Duneland Conference, and I know you and the rest of our great team will hit it up in Region Football Weekly as well, but brief synopsis or maybe brief preview of what your answer could be for later on in this show. If not who, when?
It's the $1 million question, if you will, and it's kind of something that it's a good question to ask when you're in a position like this where you're winning games, and they've won 30-plus straight games in the regular season where, again, local opponents just do not really have the answer right now for Crown Point, and so far with a 6-0 record, hoping to make it 7-0 come tomorrow night, hoping to make it 9-0 after Week 9. It comes to the point where you start looking at the potential sectionals and looking at who's coming out of that second regional, and it's to a point where, yeah, I'd say the floor for Crown Point. I mean, it is, I think, a sectional championship. They really want to walk right in there and take care of business. At this point, I'm thinking regional might be something where it might be the floor as well, and I think when you start kind of dipping down in those indie schools where, I mean, they're holding themselves to that standard. And up here in the northern half, they're a force to be reckoned with, and they want to get back to there again.
I think the big thing for me, and I want to hear your take on this as well, their defense could be the reason why they accomplish all that.
Yeah, no, it's when you got a group that's been playing in the state championship game, they did that their sophomore season, and a group that also is very, very hungry with a lot of guys last year on last year's unit. They are especially hungry. Defense wins championships. It's an old adage as it goes. And especially, I think this is the unit. I mean, Mark Gonzalez, Dom Fan, we saw 8 turnovers last week against Valparaiso. They want to be that group to set up their offense, score points, and win games.
Dogs are starting to be filled up with food as they have made their way through the tables. Others have gone into the locker room to collect their jerseys for tomorrow night's game as well. We talk about the emotions of a homecoming weekend, and we'll get to this more in a little bit. But very briefly, though, getting the jersey on a Thursday night. How much of that, what does that mean for a play?
It's special. It's something that doesn't get old, really. It's, again, you see it so many times, it becomes customary, but it's just something that you're playing for that name on the front of your jersey. And, yeah, it's nice to have that name on your back, but, I mean, it's special. It doesn't get old. You wear it with pride. You have to wear it with pride, and to be in a community like this that's, again, very, very prideful, and it's a very prideful sport in general. It doesn't get old. It's a great question, but it's one of the favorite parts of the week for sure.
We got interviews with coaches, players, members of the community, and so much more coming up next. You're watching Dinner with the Dogs on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday Night Football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County. IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Back here on the Region Sports Network for Dinner with the Dogs, I'm Mike Dewan with the Region Sports Network, now joined by the head football coach of Crown Point, Craig Brazia. Coach, how we doing?
Good, Mike. I like seeing you out here again. Thanks for coming.
It's a good place to be. It's Thursday night. It's the Thursday night before homecoming, Coach. A great season for you guys so far. 6-0 on the year. The overall assessment, I guess, through these first 6 weeks, Coach, it's been a lot to be. A good place to be, to say the absolute least.
Yeah, I mean, it's just these guys just keep amazing us, and they just keep showing up every day and doing what we ask them to do, and the result's been very, very positive. So, it's I would say it's not an easy thing, once you get to something like this going, but I think our guys respect it and know what a lot of the guys did before them, and they're really anxious to keep it going.
We were talking about this, Kevin and I, before we kind of started with the interview process, and one of the reasons why you guys are so consistent is you have those role models that you mentioned. You have those guys that are on previous renditions that have to take in these guys that are going to be the future Bulldogs, the future of this program. How is that whole kind of family aspect and that role model, that relationship between the future Bulldogs and the present Bulldogs, and obviously the results are paying off here, Coach?
Well, I think that's how you have to do it. I mean, I know there's people that in schools that have football teams, and there's schools that build football programs, and we like to think that we're one of those that build the program. And obviously it starts top on down, but you got to get down to the lower levels, and it just starts perpetuating, and that's what it has for the guys that are here now, like the Trevors and all those guys that are in that senior class right now. Like, they were 8th graders when we came, and it was those guys that I saw that we needed to just start getting them to see exactly what it is that we're trying to do here, what we're trying to build, and getting them to believe in what we were going to do. And once we got it rolling, then it just keeps on going. And we're very lucky that we've had some tremendous leaders and some guys that have bought into the program. It's we have 120 guys out here, but it's not easy to be a Bulldog. And the reason why is I think our standards and our expectations and what we expect of our guys off the field and on the field are probably a lot different than a lot of other programs. So if you see guys out here, and they may not play down, but the fact remains they've done everything that they are supposed to do and being held to our standard. And I think that's really important.
I'm sure you will see some of these guys soon. Coach, about the guys that are playing downs on Friday nights, more specifically the offensive side, you and I kind of talked about a little bit in the summer that a lot of those pieces that were part of the puzzle, in their sophomore years on the state championship defense, that defense was strong coming back, getting healthier, as well as some guys coming back. But the offense, there are a couple questions. And from what we've seen through these first 6 games, a lot of different looks, a lot of different pieces, and a lot of breakouts here so far. You guys kind of, 2 quarterbacks with Custody and Mulaski. You've had quite the backfield tandem in the back there with Gurnick and Shutt, Caden Smith as well, kind of being that guy. And you guys offer just a lot of different looks and a lot of different headaches to kind of provide for these defenses, across from you. What has that process been like of kind of developing this offense and putting guys in key positions, and overall just finding guys that, again, are going to make some money for this Crown Point team and produce a lot of value moving forward?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to be creative, right? And that's what we've had to do with what we. And now we had to get through this first half of the season and had some growing pains and things along that nature. But everybody wants to compare us to what we did last year. and we're still averaging 36 points a game. You know, I mean, that's not bad, right? That's going to win most games. And so when you're winning, however, we're doing it differently, right? Like, but we've had to find ways of doing some things different, whether it's different quarterbacks, different running backs, whatever it is. As long as you have guys that are buying into the vision, it's been really fun. And it's fun to see these guys step up. We knew we had some guys that can catch the ball. Now we're starting to see that. Now that we're throwing the ball a little bit more, and you know, it all starts with your offensive line. Though when you're offensively, now we had a couple guys that were out. You know, before the Maryville game, so we were playing out without 2 starters there, and now we've got them back, and now we just have to get them back into the flow, because playing offensive line, there's a lot of consistency and a lot of chemistry that has to be. But you know, we're going to keep doing what we have to do, whether it's a different wrinkle, a different person, and hopefully just keep scoring a lot of points.
Coach, it's a fun week for not only the Crown Point football team, but for the whole student body, and that's what I wanted to get into. Right, it's a challenging week for an athletic team when the whole community is kind of revolved around you. Come Friday night, you got a task at hand tomorrow, and it's been a fun week and will be a fun weekend, I'd imagine, for these players. But how was that challenge for you? You've been through a couple homecomings with different programs, and I'm sure it kind of offers some good and some bad heading into game day.
Yeah, I absolutely despise it. You know, I don't know what else to say. I get it. I understand it. But the minute we're done with our game on Friday before the homecoming game, the first thing I tell them is, listen, I understand it's your homecoming. I know there's a lot of things that go along with it. But our job as a team, number one, is to provide great entertainment and a win for our community. And we have to find some way to do it. So there's a balance. There's no question about it. There's a balance between what they're doing during the school day, what they're going to do in the game, and then after the game and that weekend. But, you know, we make sure that our guys understand that, you know, from 3 o'clock to 6 o'clock, it's Bulldog football, you know, and there's distractions, but, you know, it's our job. That's why COACH across our chest, right? It's our job to make sure that they understand what our expectations are.
Love it, Coach. The $1 million question, you and I talked in the summer. You're a superstitious guy. We talked about a meal before the pregame, and it was something that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I got to ask, any pregame meal, any superstitions this year, Coach? Things seem to be working.
Well, we have gravitated to Jersey Mike's. I don't know why, but that's what we did, and once we started, we're staying with it. And don't get me wrong, you know, very good sandwich, right? Very good sandwich, and maybe if you start promoting this a little bit, maybe you'll get some free Culvers like you did last time, because I know you went over there and got some free. So, you know, I'll just, you know, give them our name, and I'm sure they'll take care of you. But Jersey Mike's it is for this year.
Well, I had to try the Coach Buzz meal last time around, the shrimp and the raspberry shake and all. I got to ask then, what's the sub of choice?
For me at Jersey Mike's, we're going steak and cheese. You know, we're going with a hot sandwich. I mean, that's what they're known for. That's what we go with, and hasn't let us down yet.
I love it, Coach. Thursday night's always kind of a fun time. Practice, obviously, it's kind of one of those where you get down to the basics. You work on your special teams. You work on victory formation. You work on Hail Mary defense. It kind of all, you know, you guys weren't padded really that much in practice today. Thursday nights, obviously, of course, team meals, get the jerseys. How was that for you as a coach? It's kind of one of those, okay, you know, the final chapter for this practice week, and then obviously a good chance to kind of, you know, relax, recoup, and get ready for Friday.
Yeah, we just talk about it. You know, we're putting polish on everything that we did throughout the week, right? And I'd say it's more of a mental day, but it really, it's not a physical day, but we're still moving around. We're still doing things. I mean, timing is important, and you know, as much as we do offensively and defensively, as far as being multiple, we got to make sure we got the right personnel on the field, and we go over every possible scenario, like a lot of teams do. I'm sure on Thursday there's a Thursday script, and you know, every scenario that you can possibly see, whether it's you know, a free kick, you know, after a fair catch, which nobody even knows that rule exists, right? But we go over that. We go over, you know, hands team. We go over whatever it is. We try to make sure our kids understand how to line up, what to do, and make sure the right guys are on the field. So it's Thursdays are, you know, a lot of people think it's an easy day, but for us, it's a work day, and we tell our guys that all the time. But the only thing is that we just don't pad up.
Love it, Coach. I'll finish out with this. The goal remains clear. The goal remains evident. What does this team need to do to finish out, obviously, these next 3 weeks? And then, obviously, the slate gets kind of wiped clean once sectional starts. Of course, sectional 1, and then some teams waiting in regional, teams waiting all beyond the state. What does this team need to do to kind of achieve that goal moving forward?
No, I think number one, we have to play better, and I think everybody's you're 6-0 and you're playing great. That's not the case at all. We're still a work in progress. We always talk about like winning is a deodorant, right? It hides the stink, right? It hides the smell, and that's exactly what we talk. I mean, we'll tell our guy. I mean, believe me, there's plenty to work on after every win, and so we have to play better. We know that. Both offensively and defensively, we're going to be challenged tomorrow night with a team that runs really straight at us. We haven't seen that all year long. We've seen some great quarterbacks and guys that can throw the ball and run the ball, but we haven't seen a team that just lines up and runs at you. I'm very interested to see how we hold up to that, right? We're going to continue to do things. We continue to look at personnel. We got 5 or 6 freshmen that are really playing a lot of minutes for us, so we'll continue to do that. And it's one game at a time. I know it's a cliche, but that's how we look at it. And all we're thinking about right now is LaPorte.
Let's do it. Be sure to pack the pound tomorrow. For the known homecoming hater, Coach Craig Buzia, thank you so much for having us out here, Coach. We can't thank you enough for everything you've done for us here at Region Sports Network, and more so, again, a great community, to be a part of and kind of see, the whole how everything's kind of been here, from our vantage point, I guess.
We appreciate it. We appreciate you guys coming out. It means a lot. It's really cool for our guys to see you guys out here, and really appreciate what you guys do for high school athletics. It's awesome.
Thank you, Coach. Chris?
I'm going to jump in here. Thank you, Michael. Let me jump in here. Well, Mike was kind enough to handle the questions about this week, this game, this season. I'm going to take a little bit more of an old-timer's perspective or point of view here.
I'll let you guys
yeah, thank you, Mike. Coach,
what you kicked him out, didn't you? I mean, you could do that, right?
Yeah, it's nice. Okay. What's he going to do, right?
Yeah,
so I would have had him ask this, but usually they send me up when it comes to talking about the old days, and that's kind of what I want to do right now a little bit, or at least kind of compare and let people know that maybe don't what you're achieving here at Crown Point High School. You're sort of getting into historical levels now with your winning streaks. Both in the conference and in the regular season. There's really only one team we've seen through history that's been able to do kind of what you've done over this kind of a window, and that was the Hobart Brickies under Don Howell. So first of all, congratulations for what you've done, because I know you go back to the Don Howell era. You're a high school kid back in the 70s. You played running back for Griffith in those days. So let me ask you this. When you got into coaching, Hobart was king. And did you ever envision this long of a career and the type of success that you're having now? What were your goals when you started, and how do you feel about where you are?
Yeah, I wasn't really, to be honest, I wasn't smart enough to figure out how long. I just knew I wanted to stay involved with athletics, right? And this was the way to do it. I got a good start at Portage, and obviously, one of my best friends was my high school football coach, Les Thornton. So, I mean, we had a great relationship up to the day he passed, and he's really the guy that really inspired me to get into coaching. And I thank him for everything, all the success that I've had. But, when you start talking about Don and the Brickies, I mean, like you said, it's historic, right? Like, it just doesn't happen like that. And for us to do what we're doing or do what we've done, people always ask, well, I was fortunate. My first 2 years of coaching, I didn't lose a game. My first 2 years were undefeated, and I thought, man, this is a piece of cake. This is how it's supposed to be, right? Like, it's,
really good at this.
Yeah, I mean, this is all it's to it. And then it took about 20 years before you had your next undefeated season, and then you sort of get kicked in the teeth. But, we're just enjoying it. I think the thing is, like, we do not want to put any pressure on our players that they feel like they have to keep this thing going, right? To keep and sustain it. I mean, we just want to go out and play, but I'll be honest, they're aware of it. I mean, they have to be aware of it, right? Like, when they haven't lost in over, I don't know what else, like 1,100 days or something, like, and so I mean, it's they're aware of it, but that's okay, because they need to know that there's a lot of people that played before them that were the reason why we're still doing this, right? It's fun, and we'll continue, but that's not really the ultimate goal. But we'll keep on working at it.
Well, you've been doing it for a long time. You talked about your days back
at too long.
Well, those would be your opponents, Coach. I don't think anybody here in Crown Point feels that way. But you talk about your days at Portage. You had a winner there. You left there. You went to Michigan City, who was a sleeping giant. You turned them into a winner in a short term there. You left. You went across the state line. You had great success with Homewood Flossmoor, and you came here and you took a program that was maybe another sleeping giant, an underachieving program, a lot of people thought, and were almost instant in your transition and turnaround. And it's been an amazing thing to watch, and I'm as close as I've been to it, I still can't figure out exactly what it is that you did to flip the program like you did. Is there a secret or anything that what was the key to making this all happen so fast? Because I think, and to the level that it did. It didn't just happen. It happened quickly, and it happened at the highest level possible. So how'd you do it?
Well, I'd say, first of all, you have to lay out a plan, and I did. I had a vision for what we needed to do, and then you have to find the people that buy into your vision. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right? And we had to shake some things up, obviously, and we had that first year, we ended up 5-5, but we knew that we had guys in the right positions and where we wanted to go. You got to have outstanding coaches. We have outstanding coaches. You got to have really good players. We have some really good players. As a head coach, you got to have a very supportive family. I get the best family in the world, and you can see what my wife is doing here with all the stuff here, but my entire family. And I think if you put out the vision and you hope people follow it, and you just try to keep them in line where you want, and sometimes you got to get the GPS out and get them back on track, and that's sort of been my job. But a lot of times I get the credit, but the credit belongs to everybody that works alongside me as far as our coaches go, and then obviously you got to have some players to be able to do it. And let's be honest, you can't do this without a supportive administrator. I mean, our administration from Dr. Terrell all the way down to, our principal, Russ Marcinek, and Bill Durrell, our AD, you cannot do what we're doing, and I don't care how good a coach you think you are, without supportive administration, and I'm blessed to have that.
Yeah, and it seems to be happening all across the board here at Crown Point with just about every sport. And they managed to do it with what I think is the toughest sport to build a winner, and they started with you. So congratulations to all the success you've had so far, to you and the team and everybody involved, and we're sure there's a lot more to come.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And, again, I can't thank you guys enough for coming out here and all the work you're doing for high school sports.
Well, we love doing it. So thank you very much, Coach, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Coach Craig Bazia, we talk about it all the time, the Mount Rushmore of region football coaches. His name always ends up in the conversation. We'll be back with Dinner with the Dogs here from Crown Point High School after this on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Level up your haircut at Level Up Barber Lounge in Highland. With over 30 years of combined experience, walk in today and get treated by some of the best in the business. To book an appointment, call 219-513-9083 or hit up Big Al, Big C, or Axel at the Booksy app or webpage. Head to Level Up Barber Lounge in Highland for a well-executed cut like a well-executed play.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com. Welcome back out here to Crown Point High School. We're at the football stadium. It's Dinner with the Dogs here on Thursday night. Tomorrow is homecoming against LaPorte, and I've got Mark Gonzalez with me right here. Mark, let's introduce you to the audience here. Tell them your position, your number, and your class, please.
I play D-line, number 99, and I'm a senior.
Number 99, that's an easy number to recognize. So how long have you been playing football, Mark?
Oh, man, since I was 5, since you could first start. Pop Warner, 5 years old, so forever.
Okay. All right. What's the best thing about being a Crown Point Bulldog football player?
The camaraderie, just the teammates, the brotherhood, just everything about it, you know what I mean?
We're again out here, it's Dinner with the Dogs. We got Mark Gonzalez, senior, with us here talking about the Bulldog football team here. I just had an opportunity to speak with your coach about all the success you guys are having. You being a senior, you've been around here. I guess was this Buzz's 4th year now then? And
well, he came when I was his 5th year. So
5th year, okay. So you were in 8th grade. Yep. So you're really your entire football career in the school system basically has been with Buzz as the head coach. So give us your thoughts on how you feel about playing for him.
Man, I love it. I wouldn't rather play for anybody else. He's just. I have a lot of pride, you know what I mean? We go out there and we want to represent him well because all he does for us, and, we just want to play for him and all our coaches.
Are you guys at all as a team aware of kind of the historic amount of success that you've been having? Is that something you guys ever talk about as teammates, maybe when you're not at practice, when you're just kind of hanging out? I mean, is that a conversation that you guys have about how good you are, or is that something you guys don't talk about?
We might talk about it while we're here, but we always know, that can always change the next game. So we're always just focused on the next game or next practice and just getting better because, can't take anything for granted.
Absolutely. That's a good answer there. So who are some of your best friends on the team?
Oh, best friends. I'd say Oscar Biasi, Trev, Dom, Nolan, Austin Reading. I mean, we're all, great friends, great friends. Trying not to forget anybody here. Let me think. Yeah, that's the guys. Yeah,
All right. So homecoming coming up here this weekend. How do you feel about that?
Great. We always say homecoming's a distraction, so we kind of stay focused. We had an old coach here that say if without the football team there'd be no homecoming, so we focus on the game. But it's great. A lot of stuff going on. It's a fun time.
So, what does a Crown Point football player do after a big win on Friday night? You get out, the game's over, you take a shower, you get out. What do you and your buddies do to hang out on Friday night after a win?
Go out, get something to eat, talk about it. But we know we got to be back here at, get home, get to bed, and then come back.
Short night, then not a lot of celebrating?
Not usually. Ready to get back to work.
All right. Mark, anyone you want to recognize or say hello to?
My family, just thankful for what they do for me, and, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Happy to be here. It's nice to meet you, Mark.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you very
Good to
much,
meet you.
and good luck rest of the season. You know what? Before I didn't. What are your plans after high school?
I want to play football, so I don't know where yet. I have a couple opportunities, but go on and play football and keep going.
Well, good luck. We'll follow you all the way through.
Yes,
All
sir.
right?
Thank
Yep,
you.
Thank you too.
Appreciate it.
All right, we're going to take a time out here, and we'll give Mike and Kevin time to finish their food. Hopefully there will be a little left when I get done working, but we'll see about that. Just kidding. We got Zach Miller here. We got Kevin. We got Mike Dewan, Justin Cole, and Zach Zanelli. I'm Chris Ramirez. We're back with more after this. It's Dinner with the Dogs from Crown Point High School on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Machnick. I'm the owner of Mark Machnick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently, and then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland. And ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback. Especially on the high school level, a lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online, they're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Welcome back to Dinner with the Dogs here on the Region Sports Network. Cabin Malater here, now joined by Nolan Cicero. Nolan, thank you for joining us here after your Thursday night practice. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people? What is your grade, what position you play, your jersey number?
Nolan Cicero. I play right tackle. I'm a senior, and I am number 77.
All right, Nolan, so let's talk about your guys' performance so far on the offense side of the ball. You guys are plus 160 and more in the point differential column this season. You guys are winning the football games by an average of over 28 points. How much fun is it to be a part of an offense like that?
Man, it's awesome. I love it. I love it so much. Just be able to go out there and just manhandle dudes. I mean, it's awesome.
How much fun is it not just to be a part of a group that, you know, wins and dominates like that, but also it seems like everything you guys do stems from you guys in the trenches up front?
Yes, sir. 5 guys up front. All starts in the trenches. We play together every play. Epic, our motto this year, every play is crucial. We take that to heart, and we take every play is crucial. We don't take a play off. So,
how did you get involved to being an offensive lineman? Because it's such a selfless position. You're doing everything for all the other players. It's hard to find guys who want to play that position. How did you find that offensive line was the spot for you?
I was a little bit chubby, so growing up I got put at that position. But I mean, it's awesome. I mean, just getting to manhandle dudes, just displacing people where they don't want to go. I mean, there's nothing better than it.
How long have you been playing offensive line? Was it since you started football? How long have you been playing the position?
I've been playing since I was a little kid, so junior Bulldogs. But I quit junior Bulldogs probably around like little, so I was like probably like 6, and then I joined back up in 8th grade, and then I've started from 8th grade really, so 8th grade.
8th grade, and you've seen this program evolve under this coaching staff who took over a few years ago. What's been your biggest takeaway from what you've learned from this coaching staff first in the program?
I mean, these guys are the best of the best. You're not going to learn anything else. I mean, anything, like, they're the best. Like, they know everything there is to know about high school football. We have years and years of experience on our staff. I mean, multiple head coaches, so, I mean, it's great.
Overall, you guys are coming in unbeaten. How do you focus in your position group? What are you guys talking about to try to focus on just going 1-0 each week?
We just play together. It's the biggest thing. We got 5 dudes doing the same thing every play, and if we're not playing together, there's really nothing going on the offense. We're the motor of the offense, and we just got to keep playing together.
Your coach, as well as we've heard from some of your teammates, members of the program itself, anti-homecoming. In terms of just all the distractions that are involved with this week, how have you been able to maintain your focus for this week of prep against LaPorte on tomorrow night?
Always focus on Friday. Day after, I mean, that's whatever, but we gotta beat the team, and then we'll celebrate the next day.
Speaking of, you know, the history that you guys have been putting on, how hard has it been to try to block out the noise of everyone saying, well, you guys have been unbeaten, you're trying to go for 4 straight dueling conferences? How hard is it to truly block out the noise? Because everyone says, oh, it's just a mindset. Yeah. How hard is it, though, truly to block it out?
I mean, for me, I don't really mind it. People can say what they want to say, but we're just going to keep playing Bulldog football, and we're just going to keep doing what we do. So,
for an incoming freshman who's in 8th grade right now, getting ready to come into the program next year, what's one piece of advice that you wish you had as a freshman?
Be coachable. Always be listening. I mean, these guys have years of knowledge, and they know what they're saying. If you just stop thinking and just listen, then you'll be good.
All right. What are your future plans, and, you know, what's the next step for you after this?
After this, I'll be graduating a semester to go to Ball State to play football.
Awesome. How'd you settle on Ball State? That's where you want to go play at the next level?
They had a coaching change. Coach Yermovich, the head coach, and Coach Barr, they came from Butler, and they made Butler a top 25 program at a non-scholarship school, which is almost unheard of. So there was, without a doubt, that school. So, great coaching staff, great people. So,
well, congratulations. It's really awesome to hear that you're going to be playing D1 ball next year. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. We have more interviews coming up next year. This is Dinner with the Dogs on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantail.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowd Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowd Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Back here at Crown Point High School, Mike DeWine here, now joined by senior do-it-all guy Trevor Gibbs. We're here with dinner with the Dogs, and Trevor, you and I talked in the summer. It's been fast forward a couple weeks. You guys are now 6-0. How are we feeling?
Feeling great. It's always amazing to be undefeated.
Trevor, you've been kind of a staple in this program for quite some time. You and I kind of talked about your experience within this program and, you know, what Coach Buzz means to you and all that, but we'll dim it down to Thursday nights, all right? So it's a long week, of course. You know, Monday through Wednesday, you guys are probably hitting it hard. Even Saturdays, I'd imagine, as well. But Thursday nights, we saw you guys out here on the field going over special teams and stuff, and obviously team meal, of course, as well. What's your overall take on just, you know, it's game day eve, if you will?
I think Thursday's a time that we start to lock in. We dial it down physically and start to dial it up mentally, you know, seeing different looks and stuff we're going to get. And then I know a lot of guys look forward to the food afterwards because after the long practice, they start getting hungry, so you can start feeling the excitement afterwards.
Trevor, that said, it was burgers tonight. What's your ideal burger toppings, if you will?
Tonight I think I went with some eggs, bacon, lettuce, and pickles, and some tomato.
It's a good man. I don't mind that at all. But you mentioned you have to lock in, and this is kind of one of those challenging weeks. We talked with Coach Craig Buzia, and he's not a fan of homecoming, and that is what it is this week for you guys. Homecoming dance Saturday night. Obviously, it's a fun week for the student body, but you guys got a task at hand come tomorrow night. What has that process been like? Obviously, it's a lot different when you're a senior, of course, as well. But locking in, how much difficult is it this week compared to maybe your typical game week?
I think it definitely brings some challenges because it's something everybody likes to participate in. We got a sign up in the locker room says ignore the noise. I think that's what we got to do. Always got opponent to take care of. We never overlook anybody. So I think at the end of the day, you just got to pay attention to what we got in front of us.
And that said, again, you guys have kind of built up this pedigree again, year in and year out, 6-0. You guys are the top of our RSN poll and many other polls around Northwest Indiana, and you guys are up there in the class of 6A. And I think a saying that kind of rings true is pressure is privilege, and you guys have kind of, you know, built up some sort of culture where it is very tough to hold a flame to you guys in Northwest Indiana. What is that like as a player to be a part of something that is, again, every game, you know, against you guys, it might be their Super Bowl, and it's something you got to kind of live with and perform on any given Friday night?
Yeah, a lot of people say we got a target on our backs and that we're the hunted, but we like to think of ourselves as the hunters. So I think every week, it's the same goals. We got to win. We got a streak every week. So, and then every week we're playing for a DSC championship. We like to think about it.
Trevor, you and I talked in the summer. One of the questions I did not ask you is you have a unique jersey number, 39. Is that correct? How did that come about?
So my freshman year, I started off as linebacker. So they did not anticipate the ball being in my hands. And then we had a few injuries, and they pulled me over. And I ended up impressing Coach Buzz enough to get some playing time on the field. So they had to change my number to 39. Ever since then, it's just stuck.
That is too good. The future Indiana Hoosier as well, you and I were talking about before we got on. We talked a little bit about your commitment in the summer, but you've taken some visits down to IU here so far. What's that kind of been like now? Obviously, we still got a task at hand here with Crown Point football, but to kind of be within that environment, you mentioned you were at that Illinois game, which that was a rout. That environment down there in B-Town, how was it?
It was amazing. I think, you see the difference because I went down there versus, I think it was Kennesaw State or something like that. And there, it wasn't great turnout, but Illinois, you saw how they're packing it. Fans were there early. It was loud. I just like the energy that they bring overall.
And you get something kind of similar here again. Homecoming night tomorrow. Go 1-0 every week, kind of like a lot of guys are saying. It's the old adage with football, and especially in this case. What does this team, yourself, maybe need to do tomorrow to go 1-0 against LaPorte? Snowballing further. We got plenty of a season ahead of us still, and the standard remains the same. So how do we keep up that winning mentality and the winning ways of the Crown Point Bulldogs?
I think we keep it how it's always been, be more physical than the team in front of us. I think that's how we dominate, especially up front. I know Mark, Amir, Steve, all those guys, Josh, they're physical. They're big and they're physical, and that's how we win.
For the future Indiana Hoosier, Trevor Gibbs, I'm Mike Dewan. We'll be back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Level up your haircut at Level Up Barber Lounge in Highland. With over 30 years of combined experience, walk in today and get treated by some of the best in the business. To book an appointment, call 219-513-9083. Or hit up Big Al, Big C, or Axel at the Booksy app or webpage. Head to Level Up Barber Lounge in Highland for a well-executed cut like a well-executed play.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I have received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana, Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright, the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Crown Point High School. It's Dinner with the Dogs. Chris Ramirez here, joined by my good friend Josh Cavalcante. Josh, how you doing?
Good.
All right.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for taking a minute to join us here.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out. It's an awesome experience for the boys, for you guys to come out here and cover practice.
Yeah, it's an awesome experience for us as well. We love doing stuff like this, and very thankful to Coach Bazia and Mrs. Bazia for allowing us to come out here, as well as Athletic Director Bill Derula. So we've been having a great time. Our show, Region Football Weekly, is going to take place here this week as well. But right now, we're here to talk about you and what all goes on here. These Thursday night team meals, really incredible. What goes on here? You guys feed, I don't know, there's like 118 varsity kids. I don't know who else comes in on that, but that's a lot of mouths to feed. Talk about that process and what time you guys get started here on a Thursday.
Yeah, it could venture up to 170 to sometimes 200 kids, but really, I think it starts with Barb Bazia. She puts in a lot of work, kind of organizes everything, and then it trickles down to the rest of the families. We have a lot of great families in the program that are willing to step up and help out, and every week, everybody comes to the cause to help the boys out, and then, depending on what week it is, we might have hot dogs one week, might be burgers. We make it far enough in the playoffs, they'll get some steak. So we kind of mix it up a little bit, but it all starts with Barb, and then the support we get from the Touchdown Club allows all this to happen.
Yeah, it's absolutely great what you guys are doing, and everything that Buzz has brought into the program, and things have changed so much in the last few years. And I know you've been in Crown Point for a long time. You went through the junior Bulldog programs with your kids, so you've been following Crown Point football a long time. If you can, kind of talk about the magic and everything that Buzz, it's how things have changed, and the electricity in the air and so forth, and all the positivity going on with the program since he came in. What can you say about him?
Well, Coach Buzz is phenomenal. His staff is phenomenal. Wouldn't want my boys playing for any other coach, not only in the area but in the state. The staff knows their stuff. Not gonna, as a parent, even get involved with trying to give them any advice, because you're not gonna get any better than them. But truly, I think the change. If you were to interview Coach Buzz or anybody else, I would think they would acknowledge that it starts at the top. Dr. Terrell, our superintendent, down through the athletic department, Mr. Derula, Mr. McCaleb, and then down, like I just said, the coaching staff is best in the state. And, when you put all that together, you start involving the community the way they have. It doesn't matter if it's, doing a team dinner or whatever. They always make sure to involve the community, and it's just kind of grown, like wildfire. It's been something special to see, especially coming from prior to that to what it is now. It's just amazing that, and I feel very fortunate that my boys have been able to play in this era of Bulldog football.
And who are your boys? Go ahead and introduce those.
I have Connor Cavalcante, number 56. He plays center, and then Carson Cavalcante plays defensive back. He's kind of been tasked with doing a little bit of kicking here the last few weeks as well. But both juniors, and they love every minute of being a dog.
You got another year to go then.
Yes, sir.
All right, you mentioned the community. That's something I want to talk about a little bit here. Crown Point really turns out. No matter what sport, I think you get a pretty good crowd. But these bleachers over here, they're full every Friday night. And when you guys go on the road, the visiting bleachers are full all the time. Kind of talk about the fun that is as a parent to be involved in something that's as cool as what's happening here.
I mean, honestly, I can't even imagine what it's like to be a player running out on that field. I didn't get to experience anything like that. As a high schooler, I try to tell my boys all the time how lucky they are to play there, because even as a parent, I do some video work for their huddle system in the end zone, and just being a parent and watching them run out, watching the environment. I mean, I get chills just sitting there and watching it. So they've done a great job with making it such an awesome environment. Fireworks going off. The stands are always packed. So it's an unbelievable experience for these boys to be able to live on Friday night. And like you said, we travel well too. And, we could be in Indianapolis Pike, and our bleachers are more full than Indianapolis Pike. So I think that just tells you a lot about how great the Crown Point community is.
Yeah, it's really been amazing these last 4 years to see everything that's going on and how the program has grown and how the community has rallied around it. So, and I know, like I said, you've been here following this thing for, how long you been in town now?
Been here since 2003.
Okay, so yeah, you've been through the ups and downs, going back to the Chip Pettit era, and all through the changes and all the way up to now. So continue to enjoy it. You got one more year. You got this year and the rest of this year and next year with your boys. So as far as your boys go, any plans for after high school that they're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they would like to pursue past high school, and we'll see how that goes. They both love the game very much. So, with the year and a half still to go, still too early to tell on where they'll end up, but both of them have plans to do that for sure.
Sorry to hear about your Reds, by the way. For those that don't know, he's wearing a cap because that's where he comes from.
Yeah, I knew as soon as you asked me to interview, you were going to bring up the Reds. But
the Cubs are still playing, aren't they? Aren't they? Or are they? Yeah, they are still playing.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
good.
sir. Yep. So.
All right.
$100 million payroll versus a $400 million payroll. It's a little tough, but proud of my Red Legs. We made it. Just didn't look too good the last 2 nights, but always next year, right? That's not what the Cubs fans say.
Absolutely. Wait till next year.
Yeah,
you got it. We know that saying very well.
Yeah.
All right, Josh. Thanks for coming over and talking to us. Yeah. Good luck the rest of the season to you and the Bulldogs.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Dogs.
Yep. Josh Cavalcante, everybody, a father of 2 of the kids on the team here. We'll be back with more from Crown Point High School, Region Sports on the Road, and Dinner with the Dogs on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Macknick. I'm the owner of Mark Macknick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. We're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Macknick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. It's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland, and ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports, mainly because I get a lot of feedback, especially on the high school level. A lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.
Welcome back to Region Sports on the Road. Dinner with the Dogs now, Coach. Daniel's with me here now. Wide receivers coach in varsity, JV head coach as well. How many years at the program is this for you now?
This is going to be year number 8 for me.
8 years. So how'd you get involved with Crown Point Athletics in the first place?
My dad knew the former head coach, Kevin Enright. We met over dinner. I started off as a volunteer. So back in 2017, started off volunteering wide receiver coach. And then the following year, a position opened up. Did that for a couple of years, and then a teaching position up in the high school. So I've been teaching and coaching here for the last 5 years.
What was the biggest lesson you learned from being a volunteer coach? Those guys at the collegiate level, everyone hears about them as the unsung heroes of the program. What did you learn about doing it at the high school level?
I just got to pay your dues. I mean, Crown Point, our motto CP is the place to be, and it truly is. There's a lot of people that would kill to be in this position. So just wanted to get my foot in the door here and do whatever was necessary, and it's paid off. I've been blessed to be with a really, really good staff. I've learned a lot under all the coaches. They say all the time we have 300 years of experience here. So just got me in a really good place, and really, really happy to be here. So it's fantastic.
How do you go about balancing your work with the wideouts here at the varsity level and your head man work at the JV team? How do you try to find that balance?
I have a really good support staff. Coach Joe O'Connell also works wide receivers with me, so he does a lot with the wide receivers during the week, so it kind of frees me up to help with the JV, make sure the lower levels are getting all the attention they need to. And we've had a pretty good JV season so far, so we're looking to keep it rolling as well.
We talked with some of the assistants during practice, watching your boys work. We saw a couple freshmen, a couple sophomores getting some opportunities out there as well. How cool is it from your perspective to be able to kind of form the next group of varsity Bulldogs that these fans will love and adore on Friday nights?
I love it. It's one of my favorite things to go out there. And it's fun to win big on Saturday mornings, but watching those kids develop from the summer, working those long days, and just progressing, just becoming not just great athletes, but great teammates and all that stuff, and just really buying into what we're trying to do here at Crown Point. It's fantastic.
All right, let's talk about this offense now. There's been so much talk about it, rightfully so. I mean, you guys are over the plus 160 point at this point in point differential. You're winning games by over 28 points a game at this rate. I know, obviously, the motto's always 1-0 each and every week. Are you able to take time to reflect about the work you guys have done, not just this year, but over the last couple of years, and how special it is?
Yeah, I mean, we always give ourselves the 24-hour rule, look back, celebrate the win, but then it's always on to the next opponent. I think we said a quote was, it's, faceless opponents, we just got to keep going, doing what we do well, and always just getting ready for that next game. Can't get too high, can't get too low, just got to keep level-headed and just keep on putting in that work and see how far we can take this thing.
All right. You've been with this program now. Several different head coaches have been here. The motto with this program right now is "We hate homecoming." And to put it in the more simplest form possible, has that always been your perspective, or have you now joined into that process with Coach Buzz and everyone?
So, I mean, with homecoming comes a lot of different things to kind of get the kids' minds off the game, but this group's done a really good job of keeping the main thing. They're still having fun, doing all the fun homecoming stuff, but I think the kids really bought in. They're going to go have their fun, but they know that we still got a big game on Friday, and that's going to set the tone for the homecoming weekend and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm on board with all that. Keep the main thing.
I love it. Let's talk about your wide-out receiver room at this point. I mean, you got so many dynamic players and people in that room as a whole. How do you try to figure out how to get everyone involved and get everyone touches? It's got to be tough for a guy in your position.
Yeah, so I mean, it's always said, there's only one ball, right? And you got such pluralistic athletes all over the place. You got the running backs, Max Gurnick and Braden Scott. You got the jack of all trades, Trevor Gibbs. You can go play any position and dominate them. And our wide receiver room has really, really taken off. I mean, Caden Smith, senior's kind of had a coming out party these last couple of weeks, and he's just been terrific. He's a guy that's kind of earned some of that respect around the region, and he's getting those touches. He's making the most out of it. Then you got other staples like Logan Urbanik, Alex Rodriguez. Those guys come in, and they can contribute in a bunch of different ways. When their number's called, they're ready to go. And so, yeah, those guys are ready when their number's called. They know there's going to be some games they get, a handful of targets. There's some games where we might have to run the ball, and they're all good with it. And it's really nice to see that camaraderie on the team. They don't get jealous if other guys score. So really good team-first mentality.
That's always huge, especially when you're trying to go for a four-peat in a conference championship. Crown Point for you. It seems like since you've been involved in this program, you've been Crown Point through and through based off of your roots, how you got involved. What is this, first, what does this program mean to you, and then what does this school and community as a whole mean to you?
I mean, I love Crown Point. I'm born and raised in Hammond. when I got the coaching job out here, made the move out here. I live in town now, and then that led to me getting the job here. So I'm all Crown Point all the time. It's a running joke with my friends. Anytime I go out to hang out with them, I'm wearing probably something Crown Point gear. I got married this summer, and my wife had to tell me no Crown Point gear in the wedding. So one of those fights we already had. But it was good. It was good. I mean, I love the community. My wife and I are very happy here. We love being part of the school system, everything. It's different in Crown Point. It's a great place to be.
Seems like it's a great problem to have that you're proud of this place.
Oh, absolutely. Love it.
All righty, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. Best of luck tomorrow night as well as the rest of the season for your JV team. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you guys very much for coming out.
Of course, this is Region Sports on the Road. Dinner with the Dogs. We'll be back in a moment on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
At Strachan Van Til, we believe grocery shopping should be simple. Now, shopping is easier than ever with our new and improved website. Find what you need fast. Browse your favorite products, add them to your cart, and check out in just a few quick steps. Choose between convenient in-store pickup or let us handle the heavy lifting. From our shelves to your doorstep. Skip the lines, shop your way, and spend more time on what matters most. With our rewards program, enjoy incredible savings and personalized offers every time you shop. Shop online now at strachanvantil.com or download our app today.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. If you're a contractor, it's my job to make your insurance coverage simple and affordable. Because I know time is money, I'll come to your business. Certificates and bonds are a snap. Wherever you are, whatever business you're in, we've got you covered. As Crowell Company's Lantern Man, I'm your insurance superhero.
Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
From lighting up Friday night football to powering the classrooms that shape the students of Lake County, IBEW Local 697 is proud to support our region's schools and the communities we call home. A career as a union electrician could be your next great move. Your next cap might be a hard hat. IBEW Local 697, powering futures, powering the region.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves North.
Back here with Dinner with the Dogs. Mike Dewan now joined by who they call the real Coach Buzz, Barb Buzia. Barb, thank you again so much for having us out. It's Thursday evening. I know that's a big time for you guys. But overall, it's you're a big part of this program. You, again, the coach's wife, and I know this is a whole community thing, of course. There's a lot of volunteers and everything, and we've thankfully been enough to see all of that. But your role kind of in this program to kind of start here, I mean, it's a lot, and we could probably only limit it to only so much, but it's probably been a whirlwind from, your time here probably at Crown Point.
Yeah, it's been amazing. We have great parent support. We have great community support. I'll just give you a rundown in a given week. Saturday, we start with Celebration Saturday. So if we win on Friday, we bring breakfast in on Saturday. We take care of all away games. So freshmen away, JV away, they always get a drink and a snack. Sometime Saturday, late Sunday, I post the sign up for the next week for dinner. Again, parent volunteers. I just set things up. The parents are really the ones that do the work. Through the week, I'm watching that. If things are missing, might run to Sam's, might order something from Amazon, whatever it may be. And then Thursday, it's like showtime. We just, get everything going. I think the players like the grab and go versus a sit-down pasta dinner. Friday before the games, we sell spiritware. That's part of the Touchdown Club's responsibilities. And then Friday during the game, I'm actually the one behind the Twitter feed. So I have a video guy standing next to me, and we try to post the big plays, right? Keep the scores updates, and then it starts all over again.
Do it all, and just like that, it flies by super quickly, but it's kind of the coaches' wives and the team moms and the Touchdown Club and all that. They're big parts of the program. And to be a part of that, and you have to have some sort of kind of relationship with the players on the field. What is that kind of bond like? Where again, you see tons of kids, obviously, again, besides Coach Bazia, with his career, and there's been so many kids, not only through Crown Point but other programs, and you build bonds. And obviously, after 4 years, you try to keep things close after that, but it kind of ends in a heartbeat, and you could probably attest to that. But that bond between, people in your position and then the players on the field.
Yes, I have a great relationship with the players. I'll just give you an example. Back when we were at HF, we had 2 twins, the Hampton brothers. I don't know if anybody remembers that. They've gone on to get married and they've had kids, and we still communicate. We still make jokes through, texts and see baby pictures. And yeah, it's really nice to see them grow up and become men.
So how long have you been kind of in this team? I mean, has it been, parallel with Coach Bazia, or how long have you been this do-it-all, again, the real Coach Bazia, if you will?
This is my 25th year.
Who's counting, right? Time flies by when we're having fun, right? I mean, what is it? I mean, what is that internal feeling like to you, where it's kind of this? Again, this is pretty much an occupation. You talked about your week, and it starts on Saturday after a game. Fridays, of course, are huge. A lot on the plate there, but it's a 6-day-a-week job. I can imagine even Sundays probably get busy with some more football, but. Is it fun? I mean, obviously some weeks are probably better than others, of course. In 25 years, I'm sure you got this down to a science, but that overall kind of experience kind of in this role for, 25 years.
Yep. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of stress at times. I always try to make each dinner bigger and better, or each t-shirt design bigger and better, or each golf outing bigger and better. But yeah, I do this all with working a full-time job. So I got a lot of plates going.
Key time management. What are some time management skills for those out there? Then you got a lot on your plate, obviously, full-time job, of course, and you got to come home and then be that real Coach Bazia. Time management skills for those watching out there.
Time management skills is I have a to-do list every day, and I just start checking off the to-do list, and that might keep you up till 2 and 3 in the morning, but you just got to do it. You just got to keep going.
Just got to keep going, indeed. Homecoming, we talked with Coach Bazia. He said it's one of those weeks that he doesn't personally like as a head coach just because there's a lot of distractions. How does homecoming week maybe differ for you guys in terms of preparation for the game? Is the spread a little bit bigger? Is the moms more involved? How's this week for you?
Exactly. The spread's a little bit bigger. That's why we upped it up on the burger bar this week. We've had burgers before, but this week we added eggs, cheese, bacon, tomato, lettuce. And then we have a partnership with the student section. So the student section determined the theme this week, and it's neon. So we partnered with them and made t-shirts and had an online store. So we sold roughly 600 t-shirts, so those stands tomorrow should be filled with neon.
It should be fun indeed. They'll pack the pound for sure. Barb, we'll finish out with this. Crown Point, a lot has kind of changed here since you guys kind of just started not too long ago. What is special about this place, about this chapter in both of your guys' lives in the sport of football?
I think it's the community support. The administration support here is huge. The parent support is huge. I think that's what makes it go. That's what makes it work. So we never have to worry about help. There's going to be help all the time.
It starts at the top and it works its way down to what we see on the field, and it's why you guys are so successful. And again, it couldn't be done, of course, without you guys as well. So thank you for Barb Bazia giving us the time, the team. I'm the real Coach Buzz. As they say, we'll be back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Level up your haircut at Level Up Barber Lounge in Highland. With over 30 years of combined experience, walk in today and get treated by some of the best in the business. To book an appointment, call 219-513-9083. Or hit up Big Al, Big C, or Axel at the Booksy app or webpage. Head to Level Up Barber Lounge in Highland for a well-executed cut like a well-executed play.
Old Man Winter is just around the corner, and that means temperatures will soon begin to drop. And a region winter is not the time to be left out in the cold. The professionals at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling can tune up that old furnace or install a new unit that can last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable this winter, and with 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Economy Electric Heating and Cooling, 219-923-4441. Or for more info, the website is forajobdoneright.com.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it.
The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. The best hands in the business.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Calling all current and future homeowners in the Northwest Indiana area. Whether you're buying or selling, Brent Wright is here to make your real estate journey smooth and successful. With years of experience, personalized service, and a deep knowledge of the market, Brent will help you find the perfect place or get the best deal for your property. Call today at 219-406-7195 and take the first step toward your real estate goals. Contact Brent Wright the right way to buy and sell real estate.
Life isn't always loud. Sometimes it's the quiet moments that matter the most. Of effort, of a dream taking root. And behind those moments, there's trust. Thank you for trusting Centier Bank with those moments and making us a part of your story. Thank you for the opportunity to earn your trust.
At Blyce, we're used to having the athlete shop at our store.
Down, sit, put.
But sometimes they get carried away. Blyce, this is where the athlete shops.
What a night it was here at Crown Point. Special thank you to everyone involved in the Crown Point Bulldog football program. Our stomachs are full, and so we're ready for a full appetite of football tomorrow night. I think so are the Crown Point Bulldogs.
Yeah, no, they got to get ready for tomorrow. We talked about with the real Coach Buzia bar. We talked with Craig Buzia. We talked with players. We talked with coaches. And again, the goal remains the same. Yes, Thursday nights are fun. It's kind of what encapsulates the whole week. Kind of a lay low sort of practice and get some food in your bellies and get a team meal. But now, hey, Friday comes around. We got the LaPorte Slicers tomorrow. They got to take care of business. And not only that, but again, this team, they have their sights set high on something much bigger than tomorrow night.
And they always said it. We heard it from all different coaches. 1-0 each week. That's the goal for tomorrow night. Against a quality LaPorte side that Coach Buzz says they're going to have to face a really good running attack tomorrow night. So it'll be interesting to see how their defense is able to stack up against a quality running side in LaPorte. Special thank you to everyone involved here, to the parents and the local community members for cooking the food, for all the players for coming over for the great interviews, as well for the coaches. Mike, final thoughts before we close down the night?
These events are just so fun because it allows us to kind of go outside of the box and do something that we're not outside of our typical studio, and we're kind of within the element where we got the band playing behind us. We saw plenty of the practice going on. We saw some players doing their thing, and it was just a lot of great it's a great environment. And it's kind of harping on what you said, where we're very thankful to be allowed to come out here and do what we do. And we're especially excited to, show those players a little bit more, show those coaches, show everybody that makes stuff like this possible. And again, before you know it, Friday night comes tomorrow night. We got another fantastic 4-game slate. And before we even get to Friday, we got Region Football Week coming up shortly after this. Zach Miller and I will break it all down. Last week's slate and tomorrow's slate and, everything in between. So we're excited for that. And before you know it, again, Friday night, who has it better than us?
Nobody.
Nobody
has it better than we do right here at the Region Sports Network. Special thanks to our great crew behind the scenes, Justin, Zach, and Chris. For Mike, I'm Kevin. Thank you so much for watching Region Sports on the Road. Dinner with the Dogs on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, my name is Mark Machnick. I'm the owner of Mark Machnick CPA firm in Highland, Indiana on Kennedy Avenue. I've been working with Region Sports for years now. Started working with Chris years ago, just on some special projects, advertising here and there. After a while, kind of increased the advertising. Mainly was doing it for the community involvement. It's such a great network and program they do with the high school sports. But as time went by, I started getting on there more frequently. And then the phone starts ringing. And I was getting calls all the time from people. Hey, I saw your ad on so-and-so football game. I saw your ad on a basketball game. And it's really helped my business. It's increased the volume. You know, we're a tight community in Northwest Indiana, sports-wise, and just a lot of community involvement. So that's mainly why I got into it. Yeah, I remember watching one game. It was a basketball game, and I think there was a little bit of an altercation. And as the altercation was happening, my ad was right on the bottom, and someone typed in, "I wonder what Mark Machnick's thinking right now." And I was thinking, wow, this is awesome. It's really been a great feature for my business. It's the only advertising I do. I don't advertise anywhere else other than Region Sports. You know, it's for the business, but mainly for the involvement with the community. I played high school baseball here in Highland. And ever since I've been advertising on Region Sports, a lot of my old coaches are now my clients. A lot of my old teammates come in here. My recommendation, if you're a business here in Northwest Indiana, I think Region Sports is, for your money, it's one of the best places that you can advertise. I mean, I can advertise on billboards. I could do anywhere I want to. And I choose Region Sports mainly because I get a lot of feedback. You know, especially on the high school level, a lot of the parents, if they can't make a game, they're watching it online. They're watching a replay, the grandparents. So it's done wonders for my business, and it's my go-to for advertising. It's the only spot I would advertise. So if you're a business owner in the area, really look into advertising on Region Sports. It's going to be well worth your money, and you'll make tenfold on what you're spending. Region Sports Network, they're the only game in town, but they're more than just a game.